Shalom, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praise unto Yahweh, Bashim Yahshai, Bashim Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and honors to brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And you know, I'm the brother Ibad from the GMS Yorkshire camp, GMS London, GMS UK. And you know, I'm back out here again for the grace and mercy of Yahweh, Bashim Yahshai. To get into the word, okay, to get into the scriptures, and Lord's will, to get into some edifying, all right, prophesying about what we're currently going through on the global economic sphere, okay, on the you know, on the side of prophecy, what else? The things pertaining to World War III, all right, and you know, that's basically what the job of the prophets was to do, okay, to go out there and teach the people, right, what was going to be coming up, what was going to be, what basically prophecy is all about is saying stuff before it happens, all right, and what the Messiah said, what did the Messiah say was going to happen in the times that we're living in, martial law, all right, which is known as the time of Jacob's trouble within the scriptures. We also know within the scriptures that there is an event called the World War III, and most importantly, okay, the returning of Yahweh Shai, which the returning of Yahweh Shai is going to see the 12 tribes of Israel being rulers within the earth, okay? Because currently, right now, the resources of the earth have been given into Esau's hands, and the Messiah said that what the Messiah was going to take down the power, take away the power of Esau, and he was going to transfer it onto the 12 tribes of Israel. So we can start with that as a topic, and then I'll see how the spirit goes. But you know, my topics tend to be really about the same thing, about the kingdom, okay, the downfall of our enemies, which is Esau, the red Hebrew Edomites that rule the world right now. And sometimes I go into other things, but that's usually the majority of the body of the work that I do, and I'm gonna get into that again, I suppose. So I'll start here within the book of Job, the 9th chapter, and the 24th verse. This is Job 9 and 24. Right, the book of Job 9 and 24, it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Now when we see the earth, and what we understand about the earth, or the creation is the creation basically is resources, riches, all right? You're talking about cattle, you're talking about the people within the earth, because the people within the earth are a resource. We're talking about gold, silver, all of these different things. The Messiah said it's been given unto the hand of the wicked. Now who's the wicked? When we go into the scriptures, when we go into the Bible, we understand from the foundations of the earth that it was a variety of different men created. There was the sons of God, which was which later became as the 12 tribes of Israel, the line of the 12 tribes of Israel. So there was the line, the children of God, okay, the children of men, which are the regular people that you have out here, just the normal individuals that you have within the world right now. And then you have what's known as the sons of the wicked, okay? Now, after the destruction of the after the Messiah destroyed the world by water, what had happened was you had a situation where the sons of the wicked, right, the sons of men were destroyed, but the Messiah preserved life through the sons of God, one particular family which you know as Noah and his the subsequent children that came out of him, Shem, Japheth, and Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And through those three sons, the whole world was repopulated. All right, so you have a situation out of those three people. You then have the reiteration or the reincarnation of those classifications of men: the sons of the wicked, the sons of God, which came through the line of Shem, and later Faxad, and then ultimately Israel. Okay, Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, and that's the line of the children of the Messiah. That's how it came back. But also too, the sons of the wicked, they came through the man you know as Isaac, right? Wherewith the scripture says that unto Isaac were born twins, right? And we can get it. Isaac had two children, twins. He had twins, and those twins, he didn't have two children, but rather he had twins at a particular point in time, and those two twins one became the sons, one became the progenitor to the sons of the Messiah, the sons of God, the Israelites. He the prince with the power, if you will, which he the prince of the power, he the prince with the power, when you translate it, is the same thing as saying pretty much the same things are saying as the sons of God. It's pretty much the same thing, okay? So let's go into the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter, and this is the 24th verse. And we get some context about the stuff I've been speaking about, just building up the ideas that I've just been saying a second ago. So it says here within the book of Genesis 25 and 24, and I'll actually start from the 20th verse. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, and the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padan Aram, the sister of Laban the Syrian. Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. So they asked of the seers that you had locally to them to inquire why his wife hadn't got pregnant. And it says here, and the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. Now the same sentiment is reiterated within the book of Romans, the 9th chapter, where the scripture says that it's not of him that willeth, but rather the Most High that basically chooses whether a person is going to be righteous, whether a person is going to be wicked. Because currently you had this guy Sarnetta. He was basically calling out the Most High, and you're going to see that guy's going to get a grievous destruction, man. He's going to get a grievous destruction because of what because of the nonsense that spews out of his mouth. Pretty much, he was going on a rant, and he was saying how that how can there be a Most High if the Most High kills? Well, guess what? The Most High is the creator of the creation. He can do whatever he wills with the creation. So if he creates a particular nation to be the wicked, as we're seeing here within the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter, and as you can also be seen within the book of Romans, the 9th chapter, that's what he's going to do. The scripture says that what? If the wicked be increased, it is for the sword. So the Most High has got it to where what? He's got the wicked, and he increases the number of the wicked. You got it to where all kind of people are being born of the line of Edom. But we know through the scriptures, and we can see it within the book of Obadiah, the children of Edom, they was going to be destroyed. Matter of fact, once I go back to the book of Job 9 and 24, I can then go into the book of Obadiah, and we can build upon that idea too, because you got into where the elite banking families right now, they got the world completely destroyed. Okay, they got the resources within their hands, they got all the riches, they got all the wealth. But what have they done with all of the riches and all the wealth? They've destroyed the whole. They've destroyed the whole earth. And the scripture says, "Woe unto them which destroyeth the earth." I believe that's within the book of Revelations. So going back here into the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter. I know I'm touching on a few different topics, but you got to keep up with this truth, because there's a lot of different precepts that really link up. But if you're not hearing the explanation of why they link up, then it's not going to make sense to you. So just to reiterate, you had the children of men, the children of the Most High, the sons of God, and the children of the wicked, and they became the children of God. Became the Israelites, all right? The children of men became the different nations that you have coming out of Shem, coming out of Ham, and coming out of Japheth. But out of Shem came the children of God, and out of Shem also came the children of the wicked, which were who? Which was Jacob and Esau that we're reading about here within the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter. So it says there, when her days were to be, so we're here at Genesis 25, and this is Genesis 25 and 23, and it says, the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people, I was 21. And Isaac was entreated of the Lord, and Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. Okay, and the children struggled together within her womb, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. She went to the seers, right? And she said to the seers, howbeit that there is a tumult within my stomach, because that's that ancient battle, that battle that you see within the movies, the battle between good and evil that was happening within our stomach, because you had the children of the wicked, all right, with the children of God, basically within the same womb. And they was battling up against each other as the battle, as a foreshadowing of what was going to happen within the earth. Because guess what? You got a battle between good and evil right now. You got a situation where you got Esau's in power right now, but you got it to where the men of the Lord, they're on the scene out here. No pictures, please. But they're on the scene and they're fighting the battle again. We are, because this is a battle. Okay, you got some individuals out there that don't see this as a solitary work, a soldier's work, if you will. But this is a battle. Esau is coming up against our people using his witches, and he's using his warlocks, and he's also destroying our people on a physical sense. He's got Monsanto. He's got the agricultural industry that's destroying our people. He's got the music industry that's destroying our people. He's got chemtrails within the air. So Esau's got diverse manner of tools and weaponry against our people and the people within the earth. But also too that we got a power within the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and that when this work is done, when the laborious work of pushing this word is done, then you got it to where what? It's like a force against what? It's like a force coming up against Esau, and that's one of the major reasons you got it to where you got YouTube censoring videos and they're taking down videos from brothers, because that word going out there, that's a threat to the so-called New World Order, man. In a time of lies, truth becomes a revolutionary work, and that's what you have here. That's what you have here at Great Millstone. You got a work of truth. These are not white people. These are not black people. You got it to where you got the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. That's the Israelites, and the so-called white people that rule the world right now. They're the red Hebrew Edomites that the Bible speaks about, and it calls it, and it tells you that this is the wicked. And we can. I'm gonna build upon these different ideas, so you people at home don't go crazy. Okay, thinking that we're going off or anything like that. It's very simple what the scripture says. You had the children of men, you had the children of the wicked, and you also had the sons of God. The sons of God came back as the line of Israel. He, the prince with the power. The sons of the wicked became what? Became back within the earth as the Edomites, and when they ruled the world, as they're ruling the world right now, death was all over the place. You go into the book of Psalms, it talks about the value of the shadow of death. This wasn't the value within amidst the Japhites. This wasn't a valley amidst the Israelites. This was a valley out there within Babylon, which is the principal city of Esau. All right, because they was amidst the Babylonians. They assimilated all the different customs that the Babylonians had, and when they came into power, they set up the new Babylon, which is America out there. And through America, when you're out there within America, that's known as the valley of the shadow of death, because everywhere you turn, death can meet you at any corner, man. All right, death can meet you at any corner. You can get shot by the police. Right, you might eat a sandwich and you get a dysentery. You might have it to where you walk down the block. A gang might run up on you. A gang of Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, a gang of rednecks. You never know what's going to happen out there within America, and the whole world has been underneath that particular vibration of America. Right, and that is like the scripture says within the book of Jeremiah, the Most High Babylon has been a golden cup within the Lord's hand, and through that particular cup, the influence of Babylon, which is wickedness, has been made to go throughout the whole world, and that's also said within the book of First Maccabees, where the scripture says that when these people were coming into power, the red Hebrew Edomites underneath the man Alexander, wickedness was multiplied within the earth. So that's how we know that this man Esau is the wicked, because when they came into power, like the Bible says within the book of First Maccabees, wickedness is exceeded throughout the whole earth, but also too within the book of Malachi. So I'll touch on those particular scriptures in due course. So it says there within the book of Genesis 25 and 23, and the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. So you have one manner of people that was going to be what? That was going to be righteous. And you had a classification of people that was going to be unrighteous. When they was going to be in rulership of the earth, they was going to do unrighteous deeds. They was going to bring death up into the world. They was going to create, in fact, a good precept to go into is within the book of Revelations, where the scripture says that what? It says that unto this man was given power that they should take peace from the earth. So you got it to where the different nations within the earth, they're at war against each other, because the man of sin is in the earth. He's ruling right now, and he's giving people the tools of death to destroy each other. Now, you always had wars back in the day. You always had wars within the ancient times, but the wars have been magnified because the man that's been blessed with the sword is in rulership. Okay, so let me quickly get that precept, and we can touch on that for a second, and then come back into the book of Genesis. So this is within Revelations. Okay, so this is the book of Revelation 6 and I'll start from 1. Revelation 6 and 1, it says, "And I saw when the Lamb had opened one of the seals, and I heard as it were a noise of thunder, and one of the 4 beasts saying, Come and see. And I saw, and I beheld a white horse, and he that sat thereon had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer." This is Yahweh Shai. When he comes, the fathership is illustrated within the book of 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. You're going to have a situation where Yahweh Shai is going to conquer all the different kingdoms that you have within the earth. All the different governments that you have within the earth, Yahweh Shai was going to conquer them. And the scripture says that what? That he's going to take all the different crowns, which crowns is indicative of the rulerships that these different nations have. He's going to take all the crowns from the different people, from the different nations of the earth. And after he takes those crowns, he was going to give them unto his joint heirs, which is the elect, the governing body of the 12 tribes of Israel. So continuing within the book of Revelation 6 and 3, and when he had opened the second seal, I heard, and the second beast say, Come and see. And there went forth another horse that was red. Right? This is going to be talked about. This point is an important point, but it's because it's spoken about within the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter. It says, and he was red, and power was given unto him that sat thereupon to take peace from the earth, that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. So power was given unto this man, the man that sat upon the red horse. Right? Power was given unto this man to take peace from the earth. That's why you got the different wars and tumults that you have within the world happening right now, because this man has been put in a position where divisionary tactics is one of his main tools that he uses against the people. So he has agent provocateurs that they go up into these different places within the world, and once there's a tumult that arises, he goes up into the particular land, whether it may be the Arab Spring, whether it may be underneath the guise of war crimes, and he go up into those particular areas, and he'll overturn the governments that are there, and he establishes his own rulership and takes all the resources out of that particular land. That's the nature of this person. But what happens is that you have these different schisms that you have, whether it may be natural or artificial, through what's known as divide and conquer. You have all of these different schisms that you have out there within the world, because power has been given unto this man to take peace from the earth. So continuing here within the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter, it says, and 25th and 25 and 23, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. One people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. So what you had was a situation where the Mosai told Rebecca, the 2 manner of people was going to be separated from thy bowels, one stronger than the other, and the elder, which was Esau, Esau was the firstborn, was going to serve who? He was going to serve Jacob, because unto Jacob was the line of the righteous going to follow through from Abraham, Isaac unto Jacob, not Abraham, Isaac unto Esau. And what you find out about the scriptures is the Mosai, showing his power, will use non-traditional circumstances to have it to where his path is made out. For instance, you had it to where Joseph and Mary, she was found with child before they came together, before they had the wedding. You had it to where the line was preserved, the lineage of the kings was preserved through Ruth, the Moabite. You had a situation right now like we're hearing here, which is an untraditional situation where what? The elder was going to serve the younger. That is to say, the birthright was going to be given unto the younger, but the Mosai set it up within the spirit that the younger was going to be the manner of after the manner of righteousness, and the oldest one, Esau, was going to be after the manner of the wicked, as we're going to see within the scriptures. So it says here, and after this came out the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. Now we read about that word red. That's gonna be a theme that's gonna keep coming up, right? Because Esau, when he came out red all over like a hairy garment, like you still see to this day, right? They still got that lack of pigmentation, and this wouldn't have been said, right, within the scriptures if it hadn't been an abnormality. But it was an abnormality, so they recorded it. They said, look, the first one came red all over like a hairy garment. The first one came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau, because Jake, when you really look at the way Jake, the name the names that the Israelites have, all right, or they put out there, they have the most simplistic names, because that's the nature of our people. That comes from from the Mosai. The Mosai is the same way. Even the language that we use, the Hebrew, is a very simple language, right? When you break down the words down to the letters, even the very letters like Abba, right? You got the ox head and the house, the strength of the house, if I'm not mistaken. And that's the father, right? And when you go into the naming convention, Israel, he the prince with the power. It's simple. That tells you everything that you need to know about that particular classification of people. And the same thing goes with Esau, right? It said that what? He was wasted away. You can see the redness, all right? Right up until this day, you can still see the redness within him because he had the lack of pigmentation. That goes back onto the scriptures, and power was given unto this particular man to have what? To take peace away from the earth, because he sat upon that red horse, and the Most High gave him power, and he gave him a great sword. Going into the book of Genesis, the 27th chapter and the 35th verse, which I'm not going to get at this particular point in time, but that tells you that when that event played out, Esau got the blessing of what? He got the same blessing as Jacob got, but Isaac, which is Yahushua, said unto him, you also was going to have by the sword was you going to live, but also too by the sword was he going to die, because they created all of these great ICBM nuclear missiles pursuant to the book of Isaiah 54 and 16. Behold, I've created the smith that bloweth the coals, and he bringeth forth an instrument of his works. So they created these instruments of death, but through those particular instruments, they was gonna drop themselves, man. Okay, they was gonna destroy themselves. Right, for those ICBM nuclear missiles, they was gonna what? They was gonna self-destruct. Okay, so continuing here, it says in the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter.